Clip.co University. Big question. Okay, so then we usually answer those questions for folks, and they're like, "Okay, I want to start making video, but I don't have 40 hours a week." It's like, can I get someone part time? Did we
Right.
ever want someone part time? And why do you need a full time editor?
This was like one of our only rules from the get go. It was like, you're all in or you're all out.
Dude, you did
like-
this to me at Smart Nonsense Media.
When
You were
had
trying
your startup?
you were trying to
Dumbo?
hire me. I had a startup on the side. I was like, I think I could do both. And you're like, nope. It's just not. That's not how we focus.
Yeah. I mean, me in particular, I can't do more than one thing, can barely do one thing. So it's like, when you have, it honestly comes from Peter Thiel. He's like, anyone working at his company, they have one mission. That's it. You try and talk to him about anything else, and he just ignores you completely. Same idea here. It's like, you don't want an editor that has 3-4 clients and is like just doing the bare minimum for each so that they don't cancel. Like, you want someone that's just like, they go in the shower in the morning and think about how they can make your content better. And luckily, when you're hiring in the Philippines, like the difference between spending, $1,000 and $2,000 or something like that from going part-time to full-time doesn't make a huge difference. But in terms of just like, now you are their everything, it makes it a world of difference in terms of the quality that they can output and kind of the relationship you can build. Like, your editor, Ken, he spent full time with you. Like, you've just built like such a relationship that it'd be impossible to break, versus if you have a bunch of part-time people, they don't really care about you.
I think you get to a point. I think this goes with any teammate you hire. I live by this, like Charlie Munger, never interrupt compounding unnecessarily. I think you get to a point where you work with somebody long enough, and then the relationship is just telepathic.
Yeah.
Like, I shoot a long form video this weekend, really intricate, nuanced video, and I do very minimal direction. I give it to Ken, my personal editor, and he just exceeds expectations. It's like, we've been working together so long. I know what he edits for, and he knows kind of what I shoot for. And it's just this beautiful, when you get that compounding magic, don't give it up.
I will say it is stressful when you have someone full-time on the clock only thinking about you. That's kind of the pushback, is like, what am I going to invent work for this person? And to a certain extent, yes, but that means like you're taking your job more seriously. Like, creating content isn't just like, hey, I'm gonna do it on the side, just because there are literally, the entire world is trying to make good videos, better videos than your videos. So if you don't really care about it and like figure out, okay, here's the strategy, and then build a sort of like content queue so you always have videos that they can work on and going out, then you're just gonna lose, and you're gonna be kind of stressed that you're paying for them and not really like doing anything. So you want to figure out what's effective and then build that content bank.
You need the balance of, it's a good forcing function to have somebody who's on your content team basically waiting for content work, but then balance that with what you're saying, which is like, how do you create a queue of video so that you always have a buffer of stuff that can be edited by this person. You're never the bottleneck.
And there's always like long form, then there's short form, so they can like take your long form, make it shorter. There's also the spectrum of like, how good do you want the edit to be? It's like, you can, dial up the quality a lot, dial it back, dial up the quantity. Like, there are just so many dials to pull that, like, yeah, it looks just like that. That like, you want that forcing function to figure out the best strategy and what dials to turn to make the best use of 40 hours a week.